My wife has crunchy hubs on her bike, so we're going to service them. Ideally I'd have a bike stand, but I don't. So step one is to take the brakes off. I'm just going to move this over like that. Pop guide cable out. You can see, nice and wide. And the next step is get the spanners on and take them off the axle. This is dead simple. It is just a 15mm spanner, and the bike is upside down. This is bad etiquette, extremely bad etiquette, but it's not a 7 grand Cervelo or something like that. So just undoing these really need replacing, or I suppose I could spray paint them actually. That would be nice. So unscrew these. And this one. Great, so to get access to the hub you've got a lock nut here, and behind it you have another nut. Just pull this off. Hopefully you can see there's a little recess in there where your spanner fits onto it. And that enables you to turn them independently of each other. Now, I think I've cracked this open, cracked this nut before. No, I haven't. So I'm just going to quickly do that. Right, so I've cracked that. I should be able to just take it off by hand. I actually, yeah, there you go. So that's the lock nut that comes off. And behind that is this here. And what that does is it holds the ball bearings in place. So we take that out. Now these ball bearings enable the axle to turn, and some of them are like loose, others go into what's called a race, which is I guess a cage which holds them into place. Now there's a sort of quiet genius to Apollo, which is that it's all made to cost and uses simple technology that pretty much anybody can service. That's terrible camera work. 2 seconds. So you can see inside. Now I've taken the cap off. There's several ball bearings in there. There's a couple that are missing, so I've bought a set of ball bearings. I've also got some grease that I'm going to put in, and these can drop into the middle of the hub. There's enough space for that to happen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of both sides, make sure I don't lose anything, replace the grease, and then go from there. So some ball bearings have actually gone into the middle, so I've got a very technical bit of kit. So I'm just going to poke them out. Okay, alternatively, and I can't really film this, is you can hold it like that and go to the other side and sort of shake it, because they all collect on the other side, and as they fall down they fall onto your hand. So what I'm going to do next is, unfortunately some of these have touched the ground and I don't want any grit actually in the hub, if I can prevent it. So I'm going to quickly wash these up. See you in a sec. So I'm just using a bit of fairy. It's good for anything that's sort of lipid based, anything that's oily. Washing up liquid tackles that, so you can get some of that in, get a bit of water on, and then I will blast them with, I'll probably use some alcohol on them, make sure they're clean. Right, I'm just going to have a go at getting some of this old grease out. Now, I know you can buy specialised degreaser, I don't have that. Just going to get in there with a bit of GT85 and then remove that with a cloth. That actually all feels okay. There's not anything that's, no pits or anything, which is good, because a hub can get done in by a pit. Great, let me just clean that up. Just do the same for the axle and like the cap. You can see here, I think it's got some anti-seize in there. It's a different coloured grease to what I've got. I think I've got lithium grease, but it should be okay. Great. Okay, so the next step is finding the correct size of ball bearing. So I think it might be these ones. Yeah, they look right. So I bought a selection from Amazon because I didn't know what size came in the hub, but that I think matches. So the next thing to do is I am going to build up the hubs, or build up the bearings one bit at a time, and pop that axle back in. Great. Right, I hope you can see that because I've actually got the tripod out. So step one for me is going to be to open this grease. Let's break the cap. And don't do what I'm doing here. I think you're supposed to wear gloves. It's not great for your skin, but I'm immediately about to have a shower. I think you want plenty in there, really. Car grease is okay. A lot of the time, the bearings that are in a car are working a lot harder than in a bike. So they are, it's like much more resistant to changes in temperature, which is not necessary for a bike, but it doesn't cause any damage. As far as I know, I'm not a bike mechanic. Just showing you what I'm doing. So, I am aware that people use tweezers for this, and I last time used I didn't use my tweezers, and that is in of itself the issue. So I'm not using a set of tweezers this time. I'm just using my fingers, going to the edge, putting this bearing back up. I should have plenty of ball bearings for this side. One at a time. Popping it in, like so. I'm not too worried about having too much grease in there. If it ends up in the middle of the hub, that's fine. Happy with that being in the middle of the hub, because it will hopefully not rust, which is the number one thing I don't want to happen to this bike, is any more rust. He says it's already rusty, but I want it to be a healthy bike. I should say the grease that I'm using is a lithium grease. Some car lube, it's nice and cheap, dead easy to find, just an Amazon job. Great. And then this axle, you can see here, got a cap which holds all of your ball bearings in. So we pop a bit more grease on the top of all this. It doesn't flow especially well. A couple of guys who use syringes, which if I was a bit more advanced in doing this, I would probably have syringes too, and probably be wearing gloves, and probably have a bike stand, but I am not. I am just learning this as I go. Right, so I don't want to knock any of the ball bearings out. It's a two-hand job. Flip that over. And do not let that fall out. Now, same thing for the other side. So It's very smooth when it actually turns. Have I over tightened this? Wow, turns that way just fine. Stuck there. Okay, I need to do some problem solving. Also stuck. Interesting. Okay, I think I found the problem. I don't know if you can see this back plate here. It's all blurry. There you go. That is not even. It comes that way weirdly. So I need to take that off and figure out what's going on with that. Okay, right, I've struggled and struggled and struggled. I've got something that works consistently. So I'm just going to pop this back on the bike and we should be good. Right, I think I finally got it. What was going on is when I put it in the fork, it was turning these locking nuts. So I've managed to get the clearance just right, so it's not overly tightening the axle, and it's not so loose that the bearing grease is exposed or anything like that. So that is it. Thankfully the rear hub works just fine. No crunchiness there. It's all good. I might do that one another time, but for now we're back on the road.